So the biggest challenge that I have is getting people, telling people that this journey takes time and you're going to feel worse, usually. 9 times out of 8, you're going to feel worse before you ever feel better. And not only that, it's constantly up and down, relentless, even after the first year, second year, third year for me, because it took me 3 years. Not saying it's going to take you 3 years. But I've seen the trend. If you're a person that's dealt with like 70 symptoms, OCD looping thoughts, the physical symptoms, food sensitivities, a bunch of them, right? Where it's you're dealing with a shit show, perfect storm. Then, you're looking at 3 years of doing the work consistently every day, never missing a day, constantly. And during that time, right, it's fucking hell. You're making exorcisms jealous. And that's the reason why I say exorcisms jealous, because you're literally making exorcisms jealous. During this time, you're going to think you're going crazy, right? In the beginning, it sucks, right? You're going through these symptoms, right? You start doing the work, you start healing physically somewhat, maybe 80%. You might have some symptoms still lingering around here and there, but you're dealing with more. Now it's the mental battle, right? Physical body starts to heal, then the mental shit starts to skyrocket. You get phobias, OCD looping thoughts, intrusive thoughts, impending doom, anxiety, right? Even a certain sound, a normal sound could derail you that day, and you have a full out freak out PTSD, right? That's what I was dealing with. And my challenge that I faced was conveying to people. My challenge is just try to paint the picture to people so they understand that, dude, this is going to be hard work. Don't expect to feel better just because you're doing the methods. Actually, expect to feel worse constantly. Right? Usually people go, okay, that's good, right? I'm like, yes, that's really good. If you're feeling like shit and it's getting worse, if you're doing the work, right? While you're doing the work, of course, then you're on the right track. And that's a good thing. And this is what I had to deal with. Right? I know like this subject's about OCD looping thoughts, but this goes for all the symptoms. Right? You're thinking, man, I don't know. Like, this is getting worse. This is fucking, I don't know. You start thinking you're a special case. You start getting the doubt, which is normal. The doubt's supposed to be there. The brain's going to send the doubt to get you to look for the safety, for the reassurance. The OCD looping thoughts are there to also get you to scan for danger, right? It's supposed to do that. The brain has to do it. And it's going to win. It has to win. Right? Because its job is to keep you alive. It doesn't care if you suffer. So, remember, if you're in a constant state of fight or flight, you're still in that survival state, right? Your baseline's at 1,000 when it's supposed to be at 0, right? It's always going to send alarms. It's always going to send the OCD looping thoughts, intrusive thoughts, symptoms. Something's got to give. Symptoms manifest. Your alarms start to ring. Mayday, mayday, mental alarms, physical alarms. Right? After, a year and a half, you're doing the work. It's down to maybe you're at 600 instead of 1,000. You're not out of the woods yet. The brain's still sending out alarms. Right? Plus, you got the setbacks. Setbacks are brutally intense. This is where you have the doubts where you're like, I think I missed something. I think I should have kept detoxing. I think the motherfucker gene, I think my mitochondria is fucked up. I should have healed my leaky gut. I should have stuck with healing my leaky gut. Like, I knew I missed something, right? The doubt's going to do that to you. It's going to suck you back in to investigate, figure out, try to fix. Right? Because it takes a while. But honestly, it's not long. 3 years is not long. When you compare that to how many years did it take for you to program yourself into this state of chronic illness? Me, probably 30 years, right? 30 years of my life brought my baseline up to survival, filled up my allostatic loads, and it took me 3 years to get back past recovery and thriving and happy and free. no symptoms. That's actually pretty quick. If you think about it, that's lightning speed fast. So my biggest challenge is convincing people, right, to keep going. Because my OCD looping thoughts, like in the beginning, I had anxiety, depression, right, and all the physical symptoms. So I had the regular anxiety, which was pretty bad. But then it morphed into this OCD looping thoughts that I was in a safe room, pacing back and forth, trying to figure out my thoughts, my intrusive thoughts. It was relentless, and things got worse because what I was doing, I was trying to figure them out, fix them, right? Analyze them, resist them. And we know what you resist persists, so the alarms get bigger. And you see more of it, and your whole world gets surrounded by what you're trying to ignore. And then, it poisons the well. So you look at your like I've said this before many times, your world gets poisoned by this fear, this looping fear that you're trying to run away from, and it always finds you, right? And I was resisting it. I was trying to count backwards. I was trying to distract. Right? I was trying to be in the present moment to hide from my thoughts. Right? I was like, yeah, man, maybe, what's this label? Okay, well, maybe, I'll just try to do this. Maybe I got to distract. And the more I did that, things got worse and worse. I was trying to be in the present moment to hide from my thoughts. And here's the thing with thoughts, right? They say you shouldn't time travel, especially with anxiety and intrusive thoughts and OCD looping thoughts. Don't time travel. Just be in the present moment. That's it. That's all that matters is the now. And for me, it's like, there should be no limits, right? You should be able to visit the past, the future, right? Be in the present moment, whatever you want, right? These thoughts, we know, when you time travel, they get you in the past, right? And when you start catastrophizing about the future, these thoughts get you into the future, obviously. So it gets you in the past, gets you in the future, right? But guess what? It also gets you, it finds you in the present moment. It doesn't matter. So when you run and hide from them by trying to be in the present moment, that's resistance. What you resist persists. And you're back with this shit show. The alarms get bigger. You have resistance. You have an inner battle, which brings the baseline up of survival. And you get more alarms, mental alarms. Here's a cool little trick. If you're dealing with a lot of thinking and you need some need to hit pause for a second, just ask yourself, if you're like looping like crazy, just ask yourself, I wonder what my next thought will be. Right? And you'll be kind of looping, wondering what your next thought will be of nothing. Try it. So anyway, I'm trying to paint this picture so people understand what to expect, what kind of shit is going to be piled on their lap while doing this work. Because when it happens, they're not surprised, they're not in the dark, and the chances are that you're going to work through it better. The delays will be less, right? You're going to work. The chances are you're going to work through the delays better, and have reassurance that yes, I got to keep going. Because picture this, right? You're dealing with this was me. I was dealing with OCD looping thoughts starting at the 8-month mark. It started to skyrocket. I was like, holy crap. Right? I did all the wrong things. I finally, had some people that have been through this that had the answers. They kind of guided me in the right direction. I started experimenting, becoming my own guinea pig. And, I relentlessly did the work while I was looping at the 8th-month mark, right, of my journey. And it kept going until my 3 years. So that's what, a year and a half-ish more, almost 2 years of me dealing with OCD looping thoughts every single day, every second of the day. That is what you can expect. And it might be like, oh, fuck, that's like a sentence, a jail sentence. I don't want to... It's like this. You have to go through that period, right? It's going to suck. if you're a person that is first dealing with this, you're gonna feel like you're going crazy. You will. And you're gonna feel like that. You're gonna freak out. You're gonna be like, "Oh my god, am I going crazy? I need help. I need somebody. I need to be in a mental institution. I need some help. I'm like, oh my god, am I gonna have schizophrenia or multiple personality disorder? What's going on? Am I having psychosis?" Because you think you're going fucking insane, crazy. I know how that feels like. I've been through it, and it's scary. It's really scary in the beginning because you know what the fuck is going on. But I'm telling you, I've been through that. Right? It's normal for you to freak out because you don't know what the fuck is going on. You're not used to this shit yet. And that's why it's important that we go through this purgatory stage of OCD suffering. That's what I call it. I call it the purgatory hell stage of OCD recovery. It's a period where you're going to deal with the OCD. It's going to skyrocket. It needs to happen. The brain's going to send you the kitchen sink. It's going to throw it at you. Think of it like this. You start healing your physical symptoms, right? You're doing the work. You're like, okay, gastritis is gone. Okay, my dizziness. Oh my God, I'm like friends with my dizziness and now it's fucking gone, right? All these things, the dizziness, the gastritis, all these symptoms, the brain was using to get your attention. He was like, here, just throw him anxiety and fucking throw him gastritis and fucking that shoulder pain, fucking turn that on and right? And the brain goes, and you're like, oh, right? It got your attention, didn't it? It worked really well. Then you started doing the methods. You started making friends of these physical symptoms. You started working through them, right? You started becoming friends, being indifferent, and turning off the alarms on these symptoms slowly. So then all these alarms get turned off in your body, right? Most of them. Not all of them, most of them, right? But these alarms, you start turning them off, you're not out of the woods yet. Remember that. You might not be at 1,000, you might be at 600, but you got to be at 0. That's the goal. We want to get to 0 or like 100-ish. You're not out of the woods yet. You start turning off all these alarms that are used to get your attention to the perceived danger because the brain thinks that there's a liger behind your back that's going to eat your fucking head off, right? It's supposed to. Because that's the program it's running. You programmed it from the 30 years of hell that you went through. All the fucking curveballs that you've been through, right? So that's where we're at. It's still running that survival program. So you're turning off these alarms, right? That the brain had to use to get your attention to the perceived danger. Right? So what's happening now is the brain's alarm supply is running low. Right? These things that it uses to get your attention. So what the fuck? What would you do? What would you do if you were the brain? You're an alarm system, right? Pretend you're the brain alarm system. You're like, you got your dashboard. You're like, all right, let's send the pain. Oh shit, I can't. We turned that off. Sir, we turned that off, but I can't send it. That's because we're in a survival state, right? Obviously, fuck. So what are we going to do? Well, I don't know. Like, what the fuck do you think? That's why I'm asking you. Okay, well, we got to ramp up his other alarms. What do we got left? Well, I'm sure we got lots of other things like anxiety, post-traumatic stress, OCD looping. Send him the OCD looping thoughts. Skyrocket them. Let's go. Full throttle. Ding, 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 ding. Right? It gets your attention. It's working. Right? And that's what's happening. So, it converts all the energy, moves it to your mental alarms. So you got all these mental alarms going on. You think you're fucking going crazy. Right? It's fucking insane. You wish you had that pain again, but you've overcome it. Too bad. Right? You're like, give me the pain. Give me the pain. Fuck this looping shit. I'm going fucking nuts. I can't, because you can't run from your mind. Because it's you. You're in you. You're in this crazy prison. There's no escape. There's no pause button. You can't pause this shit. You're going crazy. You can't pause crazy. Right? But if you have a pain here, right? It's here. Right? I can, I can, I can. Right, but it's not in your fucking. It's not in your world. In your world, huge difference. And I know, some people are like, I would take anxiety over this pain, my back pain, any day. I don't know. Right? I've dealt with the pains. I've dealt with the mental shit. I've dealt with the physical symptoms. I've dealt with the mental shit. The mental shit takes the cake, hands down. The physical shit, it's scary. I give you that. I know. I had over 75 symptoms and plus. But the mental shit, that is insane, next level shit. Right? You feel like you're going crazy, and I mean you legit. You're like, what the fuck? If people know how do I even explain this? You can't even explain this to somebody how you feel because you don't understand it yourself. It's so abstract. It's like being on a bad trip constantly and you can't get off. It's like you ate 18 bags of mushrooms, right? The joint, no, that's pussy. No, 5 edible brownies, 18 bags of mushrooms. You ate 25 hits of acid. You might have a little bit of the delusions and stuff, like I did. Things were morphing and shit and sounds. I heard sounds and I thought I heard somebody calling me and felt shit that wasn't really there. Yeah, you'll feel some of that. But it's mostly how you just have no control anymore. You have no control of your thoughts. Like, at least we have control of what we're thinking, of our thought. Like, right? If you've been normal in your life, you at least have that. Your arm gets chopped off. That sucks, but at least I get, my thoughts. At least I have that I can somewhat manage and control. So you're running out of alarm supply. The brain skyrockets it, right? And remember, this is like the 8th month mark. From the 8th month mark until the 3rd year, I was stuck in OCD purgatory. Right? It needed to happen. And this is what you're going through. And this is what you need to go through. Because every time you have a setback or, the second by second looping thought shit show, these are opportunities to change the alarm system and to bring that last 700 down to 0. Right? The fear is really driving you to stay and do the work. Do not stop doing this work. This is prime time. And yes, prime time, this is like almost a long-ass setback. Purgatory, OCD purgatory hell is like a long-ass setback. You gotta hunker down and do the work. Stick with it. Stick with it. No matter what. Right? Like Sam says, hold your nerve. Keep going. Do not stop. This is it. This is what it's all about. This is why I always say this is the hardest thing you're ever gonna fucking do. But if you do it and you stick to it, you never give up. And you keep doing the methods every day. You never miss one fucking day. The brain will have no choice but to change. You will recover. But getting there is fucking shit. I'm telling you, it sucks. You know it. You've been going through it. But that's good. You need it. You're on track. That's normal. Honestly, I could make one of these videos once a week and you guys would be okay with it. Yes, I'm repeating myself. Sometimes I used to worry. I'm like, I don't want to keep talking about the same shit, but you know what? This is the trenches. This is what I'm here to do. Not just talk about, here's a program, follow this and that, and good luck. You can do it. No, that's maybe 20%. The rest is being in the trenches on a Tuesday at 2:00, or that Friday, or that Sunday. Second by second. This is where I come in and sit with you. Go, hey, bud. You looping? You get the, you feel like, yeah, this is normal. I went through it. I sifted through it. I sifted through the hell. Second by second. I know what you're going through. I've fucking been there. Trust me. Keep going. Keep sipping on that. Keep implementing the methods. Every day, it's prime time. keep sticking to your routine. Please. I know what you're going through. You're going to do it. Trust me. This is crazy. I know. Embrace it. Smile like a crazy person. Love it. Get back on track. Get back onto your routine. Start doing your elevating. What are you doing? Like at 1 o'clock, you should be going, oh my God, I'm freaking out. What should I be doing? Oh my God, right? You pull out your fucking calendar and go, 1 o'clock, it says, blah, blah, blah. I'm supposed to be doing this. Do that. That's why we have the calendar. That's why we have a rock solid routine, right? Because when we go through the hell, when you're going through the purgatory of OCD, hell, that routine calendar is the thing that you need to grab, right? It's the lighthouse. It's the lighthouse when you're lost at sea with the OCD. Yeah, you know me. You down with OPP, right? Stick to the routine no matter what. Never take a day off, no matter how hard that day is. Don't be laying in bed and self-soothing. It's okay. I'm not supposed to be hard on myself. No, fuck it. Be hard on yourself. Yes, you might stress yourself out a little bit more, but that's what it takes. It'll pay off in the long run. Trust me. You need to be an Olympian. You need to defy gravity. So you can see why this can be a challenge for me. I have to constantly remind people, week by week by week, yes, this is going to suck. Yes, it's sucking. I know it's sucking. And keep going. And it's going to suck more. Oh my God, more? Yes. You're not done. Well, what stage are you at? I'm at 9 months. Oh shit, you're just barely getting started. Oh my God, you say, don't say that. Really? Yeah, it's just, this is when it starts, the hell. Right? And it goes right up to the 3rd year. Oh my God, right? And then they come back, it's like, I'm at the 2nd year, and it's, oh my God, it's worse now than it was at the 1st year. What the fuck is going? I can't. I'm like, you might not want to hear this, but it's going to keep doing this for another year. Right before you recover, you get the fucking craziest setbacks. And you're going to be doubting the most you've ever doubted. Right at the end of the 3rd year, you're going to think that you've started at the beginning. Right? You're going to have these times where you're like, I don't fucking, right? And it almost makes sense of why the brain does that. It's checking in. Are you sure you want to run that new program? Are you sure? I'm finishing that neural pathway. Are you sure we're doing this? I'm just checking in on you. Because I got to double check. I got to make sure. I got to throw the fucking kitchen sink at you. Because any sort of change is a risk I'm not willing to take. Because it's a risk of danger. Change equals danger. Don't like it. I don't care how many times you tell me that this is good for me. This is healthy for me. I don't give a shit about that. My job is to keep you alive. I do not care if you suffer. I do not care if you're telling me it's going to be easy for me to do my job. I can't trust you. Look at the bullshit you put me through for 30 fucking years. That shitty relationship you put me through, that last narcissist, that was fucking hell. Thank you. She fucking destroyed me. And I had to fight for you. And now you're fucking, right? You're telling me this shit and you think I'm just going to believe you? No. We're in a state of fight or flight because you put us there, bud. Now we're there. Yeah, we're there. Yeah, I'm not. I'm driving. Fuck you. I'm driving. I gotta keep us alive. I can't trust you. I'm not going to. I'm not gonna take that risk. Because if I trusted you, we'd be dead. We would be dead. So, sorry. Actually, I'm gonna throw the kitchen sink at you. Just to be sure, because change equals danger. We're not going there, but so yes, this is what makes it challenging. It's like I can go, just trust me, keep doing the work. That's not going to hold any weight with people. Right? You need to go through this journey of the hell. It's going to force you to have patience. Don't give up. Don't be at you finally made it to the 2nd year of hell. Things are getting worse. You're like, fuck it. No, you know what? Screw this. I'm going to give up. That's it. I'm investigating my mitochondria. I need to detox. That's what's going on. Oh my God. We're taking this crazy new supplement. It's from Korea, right? And it's $1,000 and we're doing this whole crazy protocol. It's a little bit dangerous, but, my gut is compromised. I'm stopping. No. I've given it 2 years. They jump ship, and they go back to the old shit. Right? And they were so close to the finish line. The doubt got them. And then they get sucked into the old program. And everything they work for, right? A year later, they're back to the old program and they're sick again. Right? And that experience was all a waste because now in their mind, they believe that shit will never work. So they'll never do that again. They'll never do the mind-body methods. They'll never stick to that again. They're like, yeah, I did it. Yeah, for like a year and a half. No, it actually got worse. No, because nobody told them what to expect, how shitty it's going to be, to keep going. Nobody was there for them that said, I've been through it. I'm going through exactly what you're going through. It's not their fault in a way. It's not their fault that they're giving up. And this is what I don't want for you. I don't want you to give up and go, oh my God, I'm going to try this other coach and do this other thing and heal my gut and do this crazy new procedure that they're doing, right? Where you start putting these patches on and then and then they put these IV. It's like this crazy therapy. Oh my God, right? I don't want that to happen, right? Right when you're at the 2.5 year mark. Not saying everybody's going to take that long. Just giving you what I went through and what I've seen generally, right? You're at the 2.5 year mark. You're almost there. Recovery's there. And you're like, no, we're going to go, you know what? We're going to try to heal the gut. We're going to go, oh my God. They moonwalk back to bullshit. Isn't that sad? Not their fault. Right? They go back to bullshit. Like I said earlier, things get worse. And do you think they're going to get back up again? You know what? No, I'm going to finish it. I'm going to try it again. But this time I'm going to go to the finish line. This time I'm going to go to the finish line. Probably not going to happen. Because they were convinced, because the journey was so shitty, that they lost hope. And this is where I come in. They didn't have me or somebody like me telling them, dude, this is normal. Expect this shit show. They didn't have me in the trenches with them. Right? And this is what I'm doing here for you. Because I want you to keep going right up to the finish line. And when you hit the finish line, right? When you're like, when you're at the finish line, right? You're crossing that, oh my God, right? When you're crossing that, keep going for another year, no matter what. Keep going, even when all the symptoms go away. Keep going. And then eventually, you come back to the negotiating table with yourself. And then when you're at that point, let's say 3.5, 4 years, make yourself, update the contract. Go, you know what? We're gonna keep doing this for the rest of our lives. But it's now a lifestyle. It's to maintain, because life will keep throwing us curveballs. So can you see how difficult it is for me to get people to trust along the way constantly, right? People at just 6 months, I'm like, oh, fuck. Ugh, trust me, right? I can understand, like, people at 2 years, they were like, okay, man, I've been trying this for 2 years. Come on, man. Like, I know it's hard for me this is a challenge for me to get this across, to motivate, right? Where you've been motivating people like hell, even at 6 months, 1 year, 1.5 year, 2 year, 2.5, 3 year, finally, freedom, life, you're free, you're recovered. Oh my God, right? But before that, you think you're going crazy. Not just that, you think you're going crazy every 3 seconds, second by second. You're in the trenches, going fucking insane. You're making exorcisms jealous, right? You're walking up a mountain in flip-flops and lava, right? Like constantly. And there's no pause button. And it's like purgatory OCD hell. And it lasts a while. It lasts a while. And that's kind of scary. It's kind of, oh fuck. Like I can do something if I know that I can withstand it for, tell me it's for 3 months. That sucks. But and tell me there's a light after the 3 months. No. Maybe in a year and a half. Not 3 months, year and a half. Okay? That's what it takes to reprogram the OCD, the anxiety, because it's usually one of the last things to go. Just like morning anxiety. It's one of the last things to lift. It waits right up to the 3rd year, maybe a little bit after. So, and you need this time though. Right? You really need this time because it's constantly checking in. It's really making sure. Plus, you're really learning. It's making you resilient. You're really learning and experiencing this. Right? This is really a learning experience to keep you there. If it was only like a month thing, you would learn nothing. You'd move through it and I'd be done. What did you learn from it? Nothing. But if you're forced to stay there, right? It's fucking minute by minute, day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year. And you come out of it at the end and you're fully recovered, you're going to learn some shit about yourself. You're going to learn some crazy techniques, massive tools that are huge, massive. You become superhuman, right? Fuck that. Not superhuman. You become supernatural. I'm telling you. So yes, you're going to think you're going legit crazy. And I can't stress that enough. And I can't stop repeating it. And I know it's going to help you. Believe me, save this video. Watch it every time you feel like you're going crazy. So for me, I used to watch certain videos 16 times a day. And that's what I needed to do to help me get over that bridge. When I had the heavy duty days of doubt, that's what I need to carry with me. Do what you gotta do. Right? And there's also a balance with that. We don't want to be dealing with becoming a reassurance junkie, because that reaffirms that you're in danger because you're seeking out safety constantly, right? Once in a while, yes, it makes sense. Get that video. Let's say you're having that day where the OCD doubt is just fucking destroying you. Watch the video 16 times like I did. And don't feel guilty. Don't feel like you're... Because I did. I felt guilty. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm watching this like a junkie. This is now my 16th time today watching Michelle Kavanagh's video about intrusive thoughts. But I needed it to get me over that invisible bridge, that hump. And then I was good. It still sucked, but I was good. So do what you gotta do. Save this video, do what you gotta do, and keep going. Don't get sucked in by the doubt and going, fuck it, I'm gonna get 10 more coaches. Yeah, I'm going to try these other programs. I'm going to do this new therapy thing that detoxes the whole body, right? It's this thing, this liquid you drink, right? And it's kind of like weird. It's blue, right? It's got this crazy, it just passed through FDA. Oh my God, it's going to be insane because it's a natural. I heard it's natural. Oh my God, it's going to be, it's kind of dangerous, but right? No, we got to do this. No, I'm doing this. I'm doing this. This is exciting, but I have to do this because I can't. I got to give up. I'm giving up, and I'm gonna try it because this hasn't been working. So I can't. No, I got to jump ship. I'm gonna stop right now. Right here. But dude, you're like, I'm stopping now. Fuck it. Don't be that guy. Right? Don't be that person. Stick to it. Trust me. Yes, it feels like you're going crazy. Good. Embrace it. Allow it. Smile like a crazy person. technically you are kind of going crazy right now, because I did. It's normal. It's a part of the journey. Keep going.